Since we've launched this campaign about 10 days ago, we were able to generate 19 leads at a cost per lead of $47 in the roofing industry. And so here are some of the things in no specific order that we learned by running this campaign. The first thing being is that when you're running a campaign of that sort, especially if it's a higher ticket service such as roofing, you want to take these leads through somewhat of a hardcore qualifying process. And what we really do typically is we take them to a landing page and we ask them several questions, and we really want to have them put in effort into filling out these questions just to make sure that they have this buying intent and they're actually looking for a roofing service. And you can basically do the same thing if you're offering any sort of service. Take people through a qualifying process and ask them questions that you would normally ask a prospect during an inspection or whenever they call your business to ask about your services. Ask them a few questions and see if they do qualify to give them that inspection. And the second thing is sometimes you're going to get price shoppers, people that only care about the cheapest quote. And if you ask them for their address through those lead qualification forms, you can look at their address and you can look at their property. And if there's somewhere that's not a great area, or you see that the property is distressed, indicating that that individual might not have the finances for the service, you can call them on the phone and tell them an estimate or ballpark of what you think their property would cost to get a new roof or whatever service that you're offering, and see if that's something that they had considered previously. And if they say they can't afford it, then you don't have to waste your time driving all the way out there to them, giving them that estimate, and you can just do it over the phone and disqualify them. And another thing is that some of these leads will come in at night or early in the morning, and typically you have to call the lead within the first 5 minutes, but sometimes these people are busy or they're just scrolling their phone in bed, and so they're not really going to answer the phone when you call them. So typically you should be calling this lead 3 times a day, every day for the next week until they answer the phone. Because if they went through all this effort to fill out the form and answer all your questions that you had in the beginning to qualify them, that means they have a really good buying intent and they're just too busy to answer the phone. So you call them 3 times a day, 1 time in the morning, 1 time in the afternoon, and 1 time in the evening. And ideally you should be texting them and emailing them too, telling them that you're trying to get in touch with them about that free and fast quote.